Hi, my loves. Welcome to Exposing Myself, Part 1. So, maybe some of you know me from my courses from Reiki and spiritual healings, Akashic readings, whatever. I don't. Whoever knows me knows me. I want to give you a little experience I had right now. So, I was doing all the beautiful practices of fasting, of eating healthy, eating high quality food that was exposed to the sun, all the spiritual things that you are told that, oh, these are so great, and you need to do this, you need to get your body on a high frequency. I did all this. And here's what I experienced from it. So by doing this, I was able to get myself onto a very, very expanded consciousness. It really catapulted me at some point out of my body, really out of my body. I was in tune with everything. I felt I was one with everything. I still know I'm one with everything, but it was this massive, massive shift in consciousness I experienced. But, and here's the big but, that also ungrounded me massively. So all the spiritual practices, including eating healthy and not drinking alcohol, not smoking, really be so clean. It's almost ascetic. Brought me to a point where I was no longer in my body. And that was a problem. That was a big, huge problem. So what did I do to change that? Because my body was about to give up. It was like, okay, I can't, I'm so high vibing, but I can't really hold the frequency yet. You need to understand that our physicality, our 3D body, yes, it's adjusting to frequency. Yes, it's upgrading in its DNA, but it's much, 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 much slower than our quantum consciousness. Our quantum consciousness is like, from one moment I'm here and then I'm up. And that's not how the body works. And I needed to experience that the hard way. Oh yeah, I did. So my body was trying to keep up, trying to get where my consciousness was, but it couldn't. It really couldn't. So I needed to stop radically eating healthy. I ate cheese, I ate chicken, I drank alcohol to ground me, not to have the experience of numbing myself or anything else. But if you haven't drank alcohol in a while, and I did it for almost 5 years, I did not drink alcohol, and you drink alcohol, you can feel the heaviness from just a zip of alcohol. So I used this consciously. That's important. I used this consciously to bring myself back into my body, to ground my body again, because it couldn't hold the frequency. It wasn't ready yet. And yes, ascension is something which can go fast, but it's a play of your mentality and physicality. And though I'm teaching a lot of spiritual techniques and teaching people how to balance their chakras, nevertheless, it happened to me. So it can happen to everyone. So I needed to really ground myself. That was my goal. I did. And at some point, I felt like, okay, now it's enough. I ate junk food. I ate everything I could get into my hands to really ground myself, to make me feel better, because my body was really aching at some point. Now I'm at a stage where I say, okay, now is enough. I don't blame myself for doing that, because if I'm looking into the mirror, I see, oh, I've got chubby cheeks and my arms are waving. Um, but I know that I did this on purpose, and I know that this was the only way for me to survive this experience. And it really sounds drastical, and it really was drastical. There was, at one point, I was like, okay, I have the opportunity to stay or I merge with the oneness, which basically means my body would have given up. And I was like, oh, heck no, that's not what I wanted. That's not my assignment. My assignment is to anchor in the highest light and stay here to help, and not to catapult myself out of this experience. That was not my assignment. So I needed to readjust a few things. The meaning of this explosion of myself is, I want to tell you, you can do as much grounding exercises as you want, but if you are too much focused on your, let's say, to make it more easier, on your third eye or on your crown chakra, and you're always acting out of the higher chakras, you really neglect the lower ones. And the lower ones are these who are slower keeping up. So what I created was, I was wide in consciousness, but I had a disbalance in my body. I had a disbalance between my consciousness and my physicality. And I only want to make you aware that this can happen to literally anyone. I mean, I was never really asleep. I always knew that there is more. Some people calling me and say, oh, I had this awakening and whatever. I did not have such an awakening because I was awake from when I was born. So just to tell you, I mean, I'm 38 years now, and even though I have spiritual practice over the last 20 years, it happened to me. And so just be very mindful of the practices you're doing. Yes, I know we want to ascend and we can't wait, but our physicality needs to catch up. And if at some point you feel like, okay, I need to eat some cheese, do it. If you feel like I need to ground myself through that, do it. Please do it. I don't want you to experience what I've experienced. You don't need to face the hardships that I did now. I want you to really take it slow, take it slower. And just like I said, I've been doing this for 20 years now, and it happened to me too. Now I'm at a stage where I say, okay, it was necessary for me to survive, but I need to go back. I need to go back to my body vibrating higher, because my consciousness a little bit, I started to descend again to match my body again. And now I want to be more focused and more focused on taking both with me, instead of just higher, higher, higher. I need to go up, 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 because after you reach oneness, I mean, what is higher? There is nothing higher than oneness. And so my consciousness is still in the oneness, but I know that I need to give my physical body the grace to catch up. And you should do too. Give your body the grace to catch up. You will get there, even if it takes a little bit longer. That doesn't matter. It really doesn't, because if you are experiencing what I've experienced, you need to step not just one step back, you need to step 20 steps back until you get where you were. So that's my message for you. That's me exposing myself. And I hope you could get something out of it, and hope you stay tuned for part 2.